and Shecky Show. We got this groovy podcast for ya. Reviewing crazy tunes or quoting Twain and Sting and Dune. We'll bring ideas to share like bonus points for extra flair, cause it's the frickin' Dave and Shecky Show. Dave and Shecky Show. We're bringing you this groovy review. We might preview movies, bake some bread, or drink some smoothies. So come on, have way too much caffeine. You roll up some rivers, I'll reference some Raffy. This is the Dave and Shecky Show. Hello, and welcome to the next show. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow?
That was a quick show, huh?
You
want to binge watch these shows? I'll give you 10 seconds. I just did 10 episodes. This is called second episodes. Oh. Second long episodes.
Barely gives you time to be racist.
Barely's. This is called Barely's Racist Time, featuring that chick from that show, Barely.
Oh.
I bet you didn't know she was a racist. This is called Barely Gets Even with Lonnie Anderson.
No, it's not. This is not what that's called.
This is called That Blonde-Haired Cunt Stole My Show.
Oh,
it was supposed to be WKOP and Barely.
No, it wasn't.
Barely in Cincinnati.
It wasn't. It was not supposed to be that way.
Les Nessman.
Okay. Herb Tarlick.
Hey, that guy's a pedophile. And that ties us into what I'm talking about.
We don't know that that's
true. That guy's a pedophile. He played one on Facts of Life. What you talking about? Willis.
All right, stop it. None of that is necessarily true.
He did play one on Facts of Life.
Les Nessman?
No, he played one on Different Strokes. Mr. Carlson.
Oh, Mr. Carlson. That's not Les Nessman.
That's what I'm saying. You said Mr. Carlson.
No, I didn't. I said Herb Tarlick.
Oh, that's not Mr. Carlson?
No, Herb Tarlick was the guy who was the sales guy.
Oh, he is the very bad-dressed tacky cat.
Well, you might call it very bad-dressed, but...
He had a light green suit half the time.
He had a plaid suits as well. He was quite snappy.
Lime green suit.
Well, whatever. Today's episode, this is episode number 44, I believe. Number 44.
Right, and in honor of Obama, we're going to do something near and dear to his heart. Pedophilia.
Okay.
Boom.
Terrific.
Goom.
All right. It's not in honor of anyone.
I can no longer remain silent about the unfair treatment of my waitress. Hashtag me too.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Neither do I.
Okay. Today we're going to watch a documentary. It's a watch-along, motherfuckers. Today's watch-along is a documentary entitled...
Chickenhawk.
Chickenhawk. Oh, by the way, the name of our show is Middle-Aged Cool Kids Super Terrific Podcast, featuring your pals...
Dean Koontz and Stephen King.
Okay, I'll be Dean Koontz.
I won't be Stephen King.
Okay, no one will be. So Chickenhawk is a documentary about NAMBLA, and it is available to watch on YouTube for free. And we'll start the countdown for you.
I think it's also a documentary about a guy who flew drugs in and out of the name. That's probably the one to watch.
Well, that's not the one we're watching, so can you not have people watch something else while we're trying to do a show? Thanks.
All right. Forget about the name.
Okay. Anyway. So get ready to sync in 3, 2, 1. I think that's an animation.
That's claymation.
It's claymation, the best kind of mation. Film threat. I'm down with that.
That's great. YouTube has this on their channel, but they censor other stuff.
Well, they don't know this is on the channel. Okay, here it starts. Chickenhawk. Some NYU film student in the 90s hipped me to this.
An American boy. He looks like an all-American boy for sure. And he's just like a flower in bloom.
Ugh, they disgust me.
He's
That and the lack of HD.
Stage in which he is
hard dick,
hermaphroditic. That is to say, he is neither all male nor all female. Not that anybody is, of course. Everybody is some mixture of those two characteristics, but he is at the moment in that wonderful limbo between being a child and being an adolescent.
Ugh.
That is, he is certainly an adolescent at this point, but he still has this kind of soft, feminine grace about him.
We knew he was kind of weird. Like, we was walking up, and Michael thought he knew him. He was coming through, we was walking to my house. And Michael thought he knew him, but he didn't. He said, well, y'all want to ride? We said, yeah. And so we started going up the hill.
This is just a regular boy.
Was 12, I believe, and Anthony 13. When I was driving along the road in West
All right,
Virginia,
Dick Van Patten, take it easy.
Flagged me down to give them a ride. And the wonderful thing about it was that there was no fuss at all. They both went out of their way to flirt in their own way.
That's
you know,
not flirting.
He's got a point, you know. When I was approached as a kid, I was taught to run the other way. I didn't just say, oh, yeah, I want to ride. Yeah, someone came up to me, offered me a ride. I ran away. I was told to run away, and I ran away. So, you know, Darwin here.
Okay, well, let's let
Click off from Darwin. Survival.
Okay,
Fittest.
let's just let him speak, though.
Just saying. Those kids wanted it.
That's bullshit.
Whatever it is, I
That's
don't know.
disgusting.
No, I know. I didn't want it.
Anyway, that man, the way he describes...
No, because I don't think, I've never felt that I would be free to express any feelings that I had towards anybody.
That is a Jew.
Yeah.
I became sexually active when I was 8, but that was with younger boys. You know, the first boy that I went with was 7. At the time, we were best friends. And
what is that?
That went on for 2 years. I didn't have any relationships.
It's called the Jimmy Norton syndrome.
But why would you want to...
I love them.
What is in boys that you love?
I don't know. It's just I have all my life been attracted to younger boys. I go back.
How are these people allowed in public and they're not arrested right there at this rally?
I wanted a little brother.
Because you
I've always
can say free... He can speak about it.
Really?
Like anybody else.
Free speech, right?
I don't know. You can't just speak about bombing somewhere.
A little farther, and I found out that, lo and behold, this idea wasn't that bad as they seemed to be from far away. And so, and then all of a sudden, all my childhood memory came to me, back to me.
Nice teeth,
and I saw
Dracula.
myself doing those acts with other children, and I thought that they were decent acts. I thought they were wholesome acts. I certainly enjoy myself, and I thought we had lots of fun, and fun.
The real disgusting thing is, I guess it's all disgusting, but it's like people at HuffPo, Salon, trying to normalize these pedophiles like it's okay.
I thought I was talking him into it.
They're clearly disgusting.
Later, I discovered that he enjoyed it a lot more than I expected, because I had been convinced by people that kids that size aren't sexual.
Yeah, they're at the gay and lesbian
I really
march.
didn't have a lot of strong sexual feelings.
Well, that doesn't attract pedophiles.
But this particular person enjoyed this quite a lot, it turned out.
How did it go?
Is this guy a good guy or a bad guy?
He was one of my karate instructors, and I came on to him, and I knew what I was doing. I was fully aware of what I was doing. But I was very attracted to him at the time.
Do you feel you have the power in the relationship?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I felt very empowered by the relationship. I felt that I controlled the relationship. Which is a good thing for a kid, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Is he a kid who is now a man abuser?
Dispel the belief that
an abused kid who is now a man abuser.
I don't know what he is. I feel like he's someone who has been convinced that.
I'm definitely not out as far as being public about it. There are close friends of mine who know.
Well, there was no internet in '93, right?
Well, there is now.
Know me well, no. But But as far as being out with
under the table
and companions that I have on a daily basis, I'm definitely not.
What we do know is that nobody chooses their sexual orientation, that people discover what's appealing to them. They don't decide what's appealing to them. What they have more choice or decision about is how they deal with such desires.
All right, this guy's a pedophile.
Whether they,
clearly
pursue them or not, or try to inhibit them, or what their attitudes are.
He's making excuses for them.
I've been picked up where I worked. I've been picked up on the street. I've been called up on the telephone and asked to come in.
How many times did you sit in prison?
Huh?
How many times?
I've been in prison twice. Really, I just don't try. I try to avoid boys.
How do you do it?
Just avoid them.
That's why he's out in public at a protest.
Yeah, he's at a gay protest.
But pretty much I do.
I try to avoid hamburgers. That's why I'm in line at this McDonald's.
Live by myself and to myself.
And you're willing to sit in jail for your passion?
I don't have a choice.
I hadn't done anything. I'd never done anything, but I'd always heard things on the news and everything saying that anybody who liked boys sexually would be a monster and would kill these kids or would do these horrible things. And I didn't want to do that. I wanted to stop myself from doing that. And so I had a war with myself for about 6 years. I went to therapy in many different places around the country, and finally.
I mean, they seem crazy, right? Just like fucking crazy.
This guy seems like he should be on the cover of the first Allman Brothers album.
They really duped
if you're an Allman Brothers fan, you know
very well indoctrinated into the system.
I knew it was kind of risky that the FBI could have my name on a list or something, but the way I was getting so sick of the way things were going, it was worth the risk.
Oh dear Lord, what is
North
that?
American Man-Boy Love Association.
How is that allowed to exist? How is that? What are they? What are they? Tax free?
Attracted to boys. Over the years, its membership grew from 24 to 1,500 members. During the day, Bob is a government lawyer. In the evenings, he manages the NAMBLA's national office.
The standard line is it's a political and educational organization. Most of what we do is print a bulletin. Bill Handels is the editor of the bulletin.
He works for the government, a government lawyer?
Handels are the prisoner mailing. That is, we send out free subscriptions to those prisoners who are able to receive
what do you mean?
Which is
they say pedophilia is not about being gay, but it seems like they're all gay.
Well, this is a documentary about NAMBLA, so
they won't take any gay publication.
Well, there's no Wambla. Well, there's no Wabla. Wawala.
No, the N in NAMBLA is north, so.
Oh, I thought it had to do with black people.
Stop it, you jerk. Look at these fucking photos.
What? This is like Teen Weekly.
It is not.
That guy, Bob LeVar, took these shots. What's his name?
It's disgusting.
Bob, what's his name?
I don't know.
Come on, from the other documentary. Guy with the beard, he was in prison.
Yeah, I know. I don't know his name. Oh my God.
Is that Woody Allen? Nice eyes, freak.
Dave. Oh my God.
Wait, that was a prototype for John Lennon album cover.
I've substituted work with NAMBLA.
You wouldn't want to judge a book by a cover.
Seeking out relationships with boys or having relationships.
If that guy's not the lead singer for R.E.M., I don't want to hear from him.
He's
very
not
active with NAMBLA and having
editor of the NAMBLA Bulletin.
Suicidal to actually have
life's like a box of chocolate
relationship with a boy in this society right now.
This is a person who's writing us for about the third time. He's either desperate or very, very pushy. Dear NAMBLA, I wrote your organization earlier this month requesting information on purchasing videotapes, magazines, and other materials, but all I got was political information, which is okay, but way too much, and information on novels, which would take 2 months before I'd even get them. I thought you wanted new members and supporters.
Novels?
And NAMBLA was supposed to help us boy lovers.
There's NAMBLA
what we couldn't
novels?
get in other places.
That's
materials.
disgusting.
We have a standard letter that we send. Dear friend, please be advised that police and postal inspectors from this and other countries make a living by entrapping boy lovers who are desperate for the kind of materials you inquire
boy
about.
Lovers.
Et cetera, et cetera.
Boy lovers. NAMBLA, North American.
I mean, there's no other
Man
position we can
Boy
take.
Love
It's difficult to know
Association.
whether these inquirers are genuine. or
boy lovers. I thought we were talking about boilovers.
Probably
this is a whole other topic.
Probably there's
disgusting.
a mixture, and a lot of them are just desperate.
Where's this
and
guy
rather,
Stapler?
rather ignorant.
There's some old boys.
I don't know if I could be able to do it with you.
Peter.
Even pedophiles cool their soup before they eat it.
For whom they were then in prison, came to visit the prisoner who had supposedly molested them.
Oh, God.
Jew walks into a bar.
With whom they had a loving and consensual relationship.
Put it on my bill.
This is so odd that they felt no remorse or anything, and they're just like, yeah, sure, come film us.
He's got Woody Allen eyes.
Probably NAMBLA won't be around when it becomes possible to do so.
Oh, God, are you fucking kidding me?
This is the poet Allen Ginsberg.
Allen Ginsberg, you fucking disgusting scumbag.
Wait, where is he?
Kiss your face, lick your neck, touch your lips, tongue.
NAMBLA conference.
Yes, this is why I don't like Allen Ginsberg.
In Europe, since the late 50s, support groups for pedophiles have been popping up to actively fight the age of consent laws.
Ugh.
The Dutch have established the most liberal consent laws in the world.
Liberal.
The official age of consent in the Netherlands is 16. Yet adults are not prosecuted for engaging in sexual relations with a child above the age of 12.
Leave in
as
the
long as
Netherlands.
The parents and the social worker approve.
How many high schools are there around here?
Oh, there's Clinton, there's Bronx Science.
Ew, he knows where all of them are.
Another high school, all within about 5-10 minutes walk of each other. This is very familiar. I moved here so that I would have a minimum of traveling time and could devote most of my time to work.
Minimum travel time to high schools.
Oh, this brings back memories. This seems to be a problem on whether sex education should occur in the schools, and somehow it's not a problem in other countries. When I taught in Scotland, it was part of the science course. I like teaching because I like boys, and as I said before, liking boys doesn't mean that you want to have sex with them. Okay,
yeah, I kind of think it does.
It's much broader than that.
I don't know. I kind of think it's a disgrace, but then again, we never
She's clearly
know
a pedophile.
who else. I mean, we never know if other teachers are like.
With pedophiles like that, who needs enemies? Am I right?
I mean, we don't
Fellas, you know what I'm talking about.
And just because we know about one, you know. So, I mean, I think it's his business, but still, it's kind of disgusting. He works in a school with kids, and he's like a child molester.
All right, Lillian,
God
take it easy.
bless her. Are you kidding me?
A matter of concern to parents that someone who teaches their children would spend hours with them every day believes that what we consider child molesting should be legalized?
Sir, I'm busy. You're interrupting my routine. I'm going shopping.
Another Jew, you think? You think they're all Jews, Dave?
I don't know. Let's ask Owen Benjamin.
The General's office and even a former principal here at the Bronx High School of Science have known about Meltzer's NAMBLA affiliation.
Meltzer's.
But he shouldn't be teaching. Why not? Because he molested 12-year-olds. How do you know? They said it on TV.
Parents that someone who teaches their children would spend hours with them every day believes that what we consider child molesting.
If you cannot judge a person by what he does, when he does it, but only by his thoughts and by his private activities, then...
All right, Bernie, take it easy.
There'll be no one left to do anything.
Get off of my lawn.
Maybe only...
I mean...
are pedophiles only gay Jews?
That. One can only...
No, but it doesn't hurt.
I guess
it's sad that...
I mean, you got Ginsberg, this guy, Woody Allen.
Uncle Paul.
At least the current society's mentality is such that this kind of argument works.
The whole thing about Mr. Meltzer is much ado about nothing. It's a load of crap. He didn't do anything. He's not an active pedophile as far as we know, and there's really no point in persecuting him for it. If he believes in a concept, then you can't persecute him for that. That's in your head.
Well,
then we
true.
might as well start persecuting everyone else, who has concepts we don't agree with.
That's a pretty smart kid right there.
Now come here and sit on my lap and recite what I told you.
Yeah, exactly.
Please be advised that effective immediately, you're not to enter the Bronx High School of Science until further notice. Should you have any questions relative to these instructions?
Yeah, because back before they made the Bronx High School of Science a place where people who didn't need a high education to get into, the kids were smart. Now, of course, they're having Puerto Ricans and blacks ruin it.
It's like Moses.
It looks like there's Puerto Ricans and blacks right there.
Yeah, they were smart ones. They're not just in there because they're Puerto Rican and black. They deserve to be there.
Oh.
Now.
Oh my God.
Why? It's Greek mythology.
It's not Greek mythology. It's naked drawings of men and boys.
I think that was my friend Moss.
This fucking guy.
Nice sweater, Dick.
Leland has graduate degrees in law and philosophy. He has been a Mormon representative in Texas and a missionary in Hong Kong. In India, he photographed child pornography and was put in a California prison for 5 years.
Not long enough. 5 years is not long enough for this weirdo.
All right. Blair Witch, come back.
He's driving to his cabin retreat in the mountains of West Virginia.
I don't know what's happening here.
This is called old school. It's setup. It's a setup.
Rachel, can I give you a little of this?
No.
Just a little bit.
No. Give them plenty
It's
of
fresh boy semen. For dinner, though. I mean, you better have some of this for your dinner, because we're...
He was
You need your protein,
special friend, made friends with everybody.
This is true.
He took me to get my apples at the orchard, and we went on down to see the canaries and then to see the birds, the ducks.
He likes old people and
In
young
general, there are lots of boys that precisely want to do that. That is what they want to do. They
So
make
you're
it
either
clear,
gay or Dick Van
and
Patten.
they simply do it. They don't...
Don't say that, because I like Dick Van Patten.
Yeah,
That's
I like
not
him too.
nice.
I'm just saying, eight apparently wasn't enough.
That's what to give head is the same.
Maybe,
8 is
I
enough.
was going to say, maybe 8 was the age.
Simply did it in a magnificently gentle, tender sort of way.
Oh, God, he's making me ill with his
You
talk.
could sense he was putting
What's
his
that, a
whole
hair?
heart
Oh, you gotta
and
go.
life
You got to
into
go.
this experience.
What's that, a pubic hair?
That is what was so exceptional about it, and it produced a remarkable
Hey,
sensation.
from dimples to pimples, a coming of age story, am I right?
I may say, a rather speedy climax, in spite of the fact that it was being done in such a gentle way.
What is the fantasy? What thoughts come into your mind in such a...
Where are they?
Curiously, the
Switzerland?
most powerful
West
feelings
Virginia.
that are evoked are religious feelings. I want to sing praises to the Almighty for having created anything so beautiful, so spectacularly wonderful.
This guy's a psycho.
This is
Dude,
what
I
is
think they're
going
all
on
fucking
with me.
psychos.
Especially
Anthony
her.
sat down next to me, and
Hold on.
Leland was sitting there staring at Anthony.
Uh-oh.
And that gave me the creeps. I mean,
Good
he was
for
just
you.
staring, looking at him like he was a piece of meat up and down, because Anthony just had a pair of shorts on.
Oh,
He
Jesus
kept,
fucking Christ.
Making excuses to pull up his shirt and show me his belly.
No one was making excuses. Do you see how
Highly
delusional he is?
flirtatious way to any ordinary boy lover such as myself.
This is the delusion of Woody Allen as well.
Our 12-year-old boy went up and met him, and he shook his hand, and we didn't think anything of it, but Jacob had to pull his hand away before Leland released his grip. My feeling is that he was feeling Jacob out, to see if Jacob was accepting to that kind of behavior.
Who the fuck would be?
He had picked up my son and a friend of his, and they were walking from my house to his friend's house.
She's either a dog groomer or a very evil person.
Just picked them up, pulled over, asked them if they wanted a ride, and they accepted.
He's asking us questions like, like all kinds of stupid questions, and every time we'd say something to him, he'd take out a piece of paper and write it down.
Mike on one occasion and Anthony on another flirted with me, I thought, in a very flagrant but wonderful way. By flagrant, I mean they made it completely obvious that they were
this guy's shouldn't
flirting in a sexual way or talking in a sexual way.
Dave.
Because this was their nature, because they were having a good time, because they understood that someone appreciated this aspect of their life.
Il monstro.
It is Il Monstro. Can you imagine having your kid run into that guy?
I mean, the thought of him living and waiting, for your child, waiting for you. Maybe what if you got mad at your kid because he did something? You grounded him.
And he ran out.
He's feeling bad, and here comes along Leland Stevenson to go, oh, poor Michael, and I think that's how they work. They prey on these children and how they can stand up and tell people what they believe in and that there's nothing that you can do about it. I don't understand our judicial system, that's for sure.
There's another bakery down there. Italian Food Center, sandwiches and catering. Okay.
What a fucking complete weirdo.
Cookie puss.
I don't see too much.
Get a cookie puss, motherfucker.
Bakery-esque in there for sure. Somebody gonna call you out?
That's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go.
Look at, he's fucking disgusting. Look at him.
So what happened?
What? You made the phone ring.
Oh, you made the phone ring. Oh, well, let's see how you did that.
Ew! Oh, God!
No, you can get in trouble for doing that.
No.
It's evil Fred.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hey, not bad.
You answer it.
Hey, how can I get the secret?
Dial 660 and the last number will bring y'all. Good.
660, and what's the rest of it?
The last 4 digits of that phone number.
Of that phone. 660 plus the last 4 digits of that phone.
Oh, God, Dave.
Yeah,
very good.
Do you see what's happening?
Oh, goodness, okay.
Is that the little kids are posturing because there's a camera.
No, that's on radio.
Well, he's just a nice old man. I don't see
when his birthday
Look
was, and he was going to be 15 in less than a month on the 1st of December, and this is what life is about. This is what real life is about. I would say that he was in bloom, and that's
Do you see that he thinks that kid is flirting with him?
Responding to warmth. That is,
he thinks that kid is flirting with him when the kid is just acting
him in a certain kind of celestial warmth. And he feels that, and he responds to that, and he thinks,
this is
nice.
the behavior the left is certainly
there who is
trying to normalize these days. It's disgusting.
With Jason,
it should sicken you.
First aim would be to get a feeling for his psychological space, which I may say.
The people who are making the documentary, I don't know.
While I was talking to him, while I was with him, I was attempting
to snuff film.
Evaluate the degree
to
which
just stand partial.
Right. How do you not just punch this guy in the fucking face?
Most of the persons that I've worked with who have offended against children, I didn't feel did this with any kind of malicious intent at all. I think some of them didn't see this developing. They were drawn into the relationships in ways they didn't recognize themselves. I saw others who genuinely
He's part of your tribe as well, right?
I don't know about that.
Really
I think he is.
I don't know about any of that.
I think few of them behave this way simply for sexual activity.
I was walking along the beach on one occasion and met a boy in his early teens who was friendly, open, appealing, and who was very responsive to my friendship. That is, not only was his space open, he wanted it to be open. He wanted to share his life with me. So in the course of our friendship, we went on a camping trip.
Oh my God.
Arranged by him, in which the intent was to achieve intimacy. This was his idea. And
I don't believe him.
Further this idea.
Do you believe him?
He arranged that the sleeping bags would be zipped together so that there would be no barrier to.
He's a sneaky little guy, isn't he?
This
well, that boy's manipulative.
This is the thing.
I tell you one thing, that boy know what he's doing.
I don't even think this happened.
That boy right there, he know what he's up to.
The night and on awakening in the morning,
that little Jew boy know what he's up to.
He positioned himself in such a way that nature would take its course.
He took a poop on my face.
Would experience within himself.
I wish he would have.
He did what we call the mighty Obama.
The body of his friend.
He took an upper decker.
So, laying as he did on his side and
come on now.
This is disgusting.
The natural consequence of this event, I may say that this was sufficiently stimulating that no lubricant was desired.
Ew! What the fuck?
Nature or life simply produced its own for this occasion.
This guy.
Roman's guy.
Yeah. Do you think, Dave? He's a fucking weirdo pedophile.
What he wanted to experience, and I certainly on that occasion experienced something that was very precious and fulfilling to me as well.
I'd probably kill him.
Good.
Honest, I probably would, if he would have bothered my kids. That's why one of the reasons I wanted him away from here, because he wouldn't seek any help to stop this problem that he has. And if he would have got a hold of my kids, it wasn't any good to kill him or 100 of them then. So that's why I was trying to just kind of preventive medicine, you might say, to get him out of town now.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Whenever people start shooting at me or shooting at him with rifles around here, I told him he better get out of here before he got his killing done.
I had, of course, various kinds of threats of death. It seemed that the universe was saying it was time to move on, at least for a while. I'm eager to bring this back another day, another time.
So they ran him out of town. Good for the town.
It was common for mature men to mentor young boys, teaching them the arts or philosophy, while also engaging in sexual activity with them. Sexual games between students and teachers were said to enhance the bond between them and thus facilitate learning. In Sparta, military tradition dictated that soldiers bring their young boy trainees to practice and battle. A soldier's courage was thought to be strengthened by his desire to defend his young lover and be a role model. Presents were given as rewards to the heroes of Sparta and Thebes.
How'd that work out for you?
Not so good.
In Sicily, on Mount Eris, in the sanctuary of Aphrodite,
I don't want to hear about
boys
the Italians.
served as prostitutes in the
The Spartans at Crete. Or is it the Cretans at Sparta?
Boys were made to dance in front of Apollo's temple. The Romans, while generally disapproving of homosexuality, considered boys to be sexual beings. Nero, emperor of Rome between 54 and 68 AD, derived so much pleasure from his relationship with Sporos, a 12-year-old boy, that he married him in a public wedding. Following Nero's suicide in 68 AD, Otho inherited the throne as well as the boy. Like the warriors of Sparta and Thebes, samurai warriors traveled and fought with their young apprentices. The young boys would learn the arts of sword fighting, horseback riding, and lovemaking.
Oh my God.
As late as the 1940s, the Itoro, Sambia, and Kaluli tribes of New Guinea practiced sex with children as a part of the traditional coming-of-age ceremony. Tribal elders were required to insert their semen into the youth's body. Semen was considered more potent than mother's milk and believed to enhance masculinity.
What the fuck is wrong with everyone? Oh my God.
God calls homosexuality and lesbianism a horrible sin, but he wants to save you.
Yeah, that'll really help.
I can say that apropos of the occasion, it has many fond memories associated with it in which boys have gotten to know the car and gotten to know me.
Maybe when the Westboro Baptist Church is carrying their signs around, they're specifically talking about these fucking people.
We're happy to be here. We feel
This dude.
Historically we are part of this movement for liberation.
See, this is the thing. Oh my God.
Uncle Sam wants you to rape children.
This is the thing. I don't think everyday gay people want anything to do with these fucking guys.
And unfortunately, I think that, being a survivor of sexual abuse, there's really kind of a thin line with power dynamics with older and younger people. But
We
that
can't
doesn't
take you
mean
seriously.
That,
Look
at
behind
age 5,
you.
I couldn't have made my own decision, or whatever, 12. Stormy Waltz, do pledge
Stormy
that it's okay for me to be on TV talking about what I didn't know.
Stormy Waltz.
I'm going to look her up. And
Why
then I'm going
not?
to look her down.
If anybody looks at them and looks at us, then they'd have to say, well, it's all part of the rainbow, all part of the...
I don't think you're part of the rainbow, bro.
Living peacefully together, and that's what we're looking for.
But you understand that there isn't, that us or anybody
Hey,
else
Horny Ben Stiller.
this entire march today wants to have anything to do with those people.
There you go.
Yeah, not in public, not in the open.
No.
When we get in the chat rooms, then we'll be with those people.
We don't want to be a social. I'm an incest survivor.
See?
And I like it in the ass.
It's not the same. That's what I'm saying.
Borderline criminal behavior. And
I'm an
it's
in-and-out survivor.
They shouldn't be with us. They should be doing their own thing.
It's not the same.
Everyone needs freedom of speech and freedom to be.
Dark side of the goon.
If they don't act on what they believe, and that is to have sex with children, then they have a right to be here.
Okay, so what would you do about this, man?
What would I do about it? I think the best thing to do about it is just to watch you guys very carefully and ignore the fact that you have issues, because children are not yours.
So children are their own, are they
Children
not?
are their own, and they don't belong to you, and you don't need to have a campaign to get them.
Children are their own.
Look, she's not wrong about
They're
all
not
of
their
it.
parents.
Oh my God. I can't.
Business comes first. Yeah. They think there's a buck out there.
They don't seem to understand that there's more bucks with straight people, more bucks in a straight person's pocket than there are gays, but just by the numbers. Okay.
Hey, welcome to Brooks Diner, where we house gays.
The turning point of the homosexual revolution has gone to its peak, and now it's starting to take the curve down. They realize
Why
the
is this
importance
happening in
of
New York
NAMBLA
City?
to their cause, because they're all dying of AIDS. They don't reproduce children, so they are forced to recruit children. And the best way of recruiting children is to have them broken in, as it were, by child molesters.
I don't know about you. It's pretty outrageous. But when I was growing up, if there was any man, adult, talking to a young child about having sex with him, that person wouldn't be in the neighborhood anymore. Right.
That's the way it should be. I like that these people from West Virginia ran that motherfucker out of town. That's the way it should be.
I think that
oh
children
my
should be
fucking
treated in a
God.
different way in this society. I think that children are human beings that need respect.
Owner of Comet Pizza.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is the artwork that Tony Podesta has in his house.
The way in which you want to develop as a
He
human
literally
being
has this kind of artwork in his house.
Hey, I'm Johnny Pedantics.
Develop, okay, we develop.
I bet you Tony Podesta and this guy are friends.
How do I make myself attractive to boys? Okay.
I don't know. How do you become a 12-year-old girl?
You don't have to make yourself attractive to boys. You are just what you are. And
or an Xbox controller.
React to you as another person would, and it's personal. It's nothing to do with age. It's nothing to do with you being attractive, trying to be attractive. Where are the boys? Boys are everywhere. You don't have. There's no one single place. There's the mall, the supermarket,
oh
the
my
street,
God.
the sports event. You just have to be friends with boys. You don't have to think about sex, even just Just think
I told you about that
friendship,
guy,
okay? If
Doc,
sex
that
will
fucking
come, fine.
was stalking me.
If it doesn't come, then you remain friend, okay?
One night, me and Caleb were in, not Grand Central, Penn Station, and it was like, 2 or 3 in the morning, and he was fucking at the pinball place, the arcade in Penn Station, like scoping out young kids, young boys. Disgusting.
Renetto is an Italian teacher. On his free time, he likes to paint.
Pictures of young boys, naked. That's Magnolia, isn't it? Is that the name of that place?
I'm not sure.
What does it say there?
Child molester.
Good. Fuck you, dude.
Your oppression will end if you remain. Be safe, be brave, and above all, be proud to be a boy lover.
Ugh.
I want an answer machine like that.
You are so brave, why don't you answer the phone, Renato? We know you are there. Do not be afraid. Be brave.
Be brave.
Are you afraid of us? You fucking pussy. You fucking wuss.
Good.
You fucking baby fucker. Remember, you are a baby fucker. You are a sexual deviant.
Sounds like something you and Coleman would do late at night. Call the NAMBLA hotline and threaten people. No?
In society, you would be shot.
Yes.
But since we're living in a perverse society, animals like you are allowed to exist. Leave the kids alone, Renato. Leave the kids alone.
I fucking agree with that guy.
Child molester in my life. I've never been arrested, trialed, or even indicted for any kind of crime. Not only sexual, but even parking, parking the car. I've never been in any trouble with the law.
Parking a car, that's what he calls anal with a 12-year-old.
When I came home, I found it. And it's, I'm not a child molester. I've never been a child molester. I will never be a child molester. And I'm against child molester, okay, because I'm a child lover, a boy lover, okay?
So they don't see that the child molesting and boy loving is the same thing?
Boys,
I don't know.
Good things.
They think the only difference is the intent?
Violence and not ugly things such as this.
Baby rapist has got to go.
You see, my attitude is, I saw them as very pathetic.
Hey, quit fucking smoking with Chantix.
Of their meeting June 6th. And we have photos of them. They were shamed. There were about 75 of us marching behind them, yelling out, baby rapers, and all the windows were lifting up, and they were passing by a schoolyard.
I think they morphed Artie Lang with Ray Liotta.
Well, there you go.
Their heads were down. And
I see a little young Frank Gardenia in there, too.
They were doing wrong.
The nose.
Okay?
Yeah.
I felt no anger for these
little loja.
I felt sad for these sick people.
Touch a loge.
Touch a loge.
If ever I
He's smoking that cigarette right down to the end, isn't he?
He's a junkie.
if I was just
What do you mean?
fortunate enough.
He likes to hit the iron horse.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Come on up! Show your faces, and everyone wants to meet you!
Yeah, it looks like a place I used to cop nickel bags at.
Look at that fucking picture. That's disgusting.
It's right to ask to an heterosexual man, what does he find attractive in a woman? Or it's like saying somebody, I like shortcake, strawberry shortcake. Why do you like a strawberry shortcake instead of an apple pie? It's very difficult. I don't know. I would try by saying that the freshness of their mind, the nimbleness of their bodies, the way in which they move, they act, the gracefulness of them.
How come we keep saying hi-fi? How come it never says lo-fi? How come never brags about lo-fi?
I think it's just
freed.
Quite frankly, it wasn't taken for granted that it's hi-fi.
So I think someone taped it off a VHS thing.
God forbid we ever let anyone know it's not hi-fi.
For life, so I like to get out whenever I can and show my enthusiasm for life.
Oh boy.
I don't really want to go over
Hey, it's
to
a Guy Scout.
This, the playground, because there's a lot of people there, a lot of mothers. All they need is one reason to say that if I touch this, if I don't even touch a kid, they can say that I touched this kid, and then I go to jail, I get arrested. So it's like,
well, then don't go over there,
I don't
dumbass.
want to be around kids at all. That's the way it has to be.
As he goes into the Boys Club of New York.
Happy boy. He's probably thinking about the erection that I'm getting right now.
What the fuck?
He's not thinking about it, but he knows that it's going on, or maybe he's getting one. I don't know.
He's naked, right?
Like
I don't know what he is. I think he's a centaur.
Chuck is an artist.
Chuck is not an artist.
There needs to be an alternative to NAMBLA's methods of doing things.
What does that look like down there?
I don't see anything.
Is this an illegal drawing or what? Oh my God. I'm drawing an illegal drawing. Oh no. Take a good close look there now.
Why do you have no pants
What is that
on?
down there? Oh my God.
He's got to refill his pen with something.
Genitals.
What's going on with his other hand? Does that look like a claw or something?
That is a claw. It's an ink. He's got a claw. Hey, this guy's talented. Hey, I've been there. That's the NYU library. Go fuck yourself.
Be able to have an orgy with young dudes and
he might have been there when you went there.
Guys and
well, you need an ID to get in the library, kid. What are you just walking in?
Did he just walk in?
I don't know what he did.
He's not going to NYU.
Maybe they'll find it today or tomorrow, or maybe
oh
they'll
my
find it 10
God.
years from now. And maybe some of the people might even be interested in having a discussion, because a lot of the stuff is going to have my address on it.
What a gross human being. See, I would like there to be a follow-up on how each of these guys were taken out.
Footprints.
Oh my God.
I spy them there.
All right, Barry Oakley, take it easy.
Who's Barry Oakley?
Bass player for the Allman Brothers.
Those I step in with care.
Dude,
those smallest ones.
He's like, yeah, I'll be in your documentary completely naked.
Those footprints. Like painted fingerprints. I step in. Enjoy!
This is like the complete.
Each time stepping.
This is everyone's nightmare if you have a child.
Each time stepping.
This fucking guy.
Such footprints. Footprints. Ah, such footprints. I'm glad there still is something we far away can adore.
Ugh.
Excuse me, sir. Can I give this to you by chance? It's towards a further dialogue. You can read about what it's about. Check it out, man. Yeah. They give a nice smile, don't they, right now? As soon as they find out what it is, and they go, oh, wait a minute, what is this crap?
They don't like adults to mess with kids
Right,
of any sex.
They don't think that kids can be consent, but in this society, you'll notice in this society that there's woman-boy love movies all over the place, and I can tell you a whole bunch of them if you ever heard Blame It on Rio.
Yeah, but grown-ups should leave kids alone and let them grow up and then decide.
If you want to let kids be kids, then we should allow genuine, see, age is an abstract for one.
Oh my God, she should just punch him in the fucking face.
Why would you engage in discussion with him in the first place?
Because the camera back then is different than now.
Sexuality comes along as that comes along.
The camera offers legitimacy.
It doesn't come along in this country. I'll never break the sex hysteria laws because I will fight. I want to fight and stand up to the hysteria and do what I can in my life. If my life is short, I still want to be able to stand up and do what I feel.
I hope your life was short, bro. I hope I Google you and find you were hurt terribly.
An organization that advocates the sexual molestation of young boys.
I think she passed away.
From this nondescript building, NAMBLA runs its listed telephone number and some of its mailing. On a Saturday in November, we watched as boxes and boxes of literature were loaded in.
The audience were calling, and in the majority actually were supportive. And some of them were also kids, four or five different kids for 14, 15, 16 years of age, call in and express themselves. I didn't know at the beginning, I didn't know they were that young, but they expressed themselves with a way of saying that young people has, like, cool man, things like that. And when you're talking with the kids, said, I'm 14, okay, good, and I think you are great.
This is what I hear over here.
I like the show, and hip hop, man, hip hop, don't let them scare you.
Shush.
Wednesday, 8:50, 8 p.m. You fucking baby fucking motherfucker. Your mother was a whore. Your father was a fucking pimp.
I love it. Are we supposed to be not love that guy?
Bastard. You low-life prick, you kike. You wait till the fucking parade. You're gonna put a bullet in your fucking head. You cocksucking baby fucker. Die of AIDS, baby fucker. Die of fucking AIDS. You fucking low-life son of a fucking cunt-licking whore.
See, this sounds like exactly the message I would leave.
If you don't have a belief worth dying for, then you don't believe in anything. And as far as I'm concerned, you're a coward, and I don't want you around me. And I really feel that most parents, without hesitation, will fight and die for their children. And when push comes to shove, homosexuals will get tired of it. There'll be no incentive for someone else's children.
I just want to be able to walk down Fifth Avenue, and see adults and children mingle together and go into a theater, go to a restaurant. I like to see children like they do in Egypt or another country.
People want to think of every pedophile as being like a Jeffrey Dahmer or John Wayne Gacy, and we're not. I mean, those are a few sick individuals that you see, on television, on the news, or whatever. But I mean, there's far less of them than there are, guys that are out there, hurting women.
I'm sort of a borderline egomaniac, you might say. I've done a lot of things in my life. I was able to maintain myself pretty well up until about 1.5 years or 2 years ago. And then I got into some problems and wasn't able to do what I had been doing. Basically what I was doing was a visually oriented activity. I don't even know if I should say. But basically I was doing something that I really, really did not want to be doing, which was looking at people through their windows. And
what the fuck?
What do you say to people who would join because they want to meet boys? Let's see. Can we go off camera here for a second?
I guess not. Nadav Harel. Kathy Dow. What do you think, Dave?
Think of what?
This movie.
It's a great flick. I love it.
It's fucking, I mean...
Hold on, folks. You better buckle your seatbelt. If anybody is watching this film and they think to themselves that they have control of things because currently sex is suppressed and held to be dark and dreary and worthy of being suppressed, sorry, your day is over. You might not understand it, but I can tell you it's over, and the signs are present here and now. What's happened is that this sexophobia, this negativity, this hysteria, this witch hunt dealing with young people expressing their sexuality has been tightened down. It has been screwed so tightly that I can tell you something, young people, it's about to break. And when it breaks, it's going to break suddenly.
Yeah, he's got a point.
Years have been involved.
He's out of his fucking mind. He's got no point.
What? It broke. Look what's happening now. We're giving them fucking reassigning genders. Everything's happening. It broke. He was right. Cracked down so tight it broke. Boom. This motherfucker was right.
Ugh. Is there anybody who's not a Jew so far? Because, wow. I don't even know what to say, really.
Wonder where these people are now.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look up all of their names and say where they are or what they're...
I thought I was talking him into it, but later I discovered that he enjoyed it a lot more than I expected, because I had been convinced by people that kids that size aren't sexual. And myself, I really didn't have a lot of strong sexual feelings at 10. But this particular person enjoyed this quite a lot, it turned out.
How did it go? Well, I knew he was gay. He was one of my karate instructors.
Is it replaying or something?
You know, I came on to him, you know, and I knew what I was doing.
Oh.
You know,
maybe.
I was fully aware of what I was doing.
Yeah, I think it is.
You know, but I was very attracted to him.
I think it's replaying.
Or did they edit it this way?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I felt very empowered by the relationship. I felt that I controlled the relationship. You know, which is a good thing for...
I don't even know. Do we stop it?
You know, and that also, you know, tends to dispel the belief that, you know, the adult is 10.
I love them.
Yeah, it's playing over.
And boys that you love? I don't know. It's just I have all my life been attracted to younger boys. I can go back from the time I was about 8 years old.
Yeah, I guess it's just playing over again. Well, I'm going to stop it at 52:52. Seems like a good enough spot to stop it at. How fucking disturbing are those people? Every one of them is delusional, and I guess it shouldn't be a surprise, right?
That's true.
Shouldn't be a surprise how delusional these fucking motherfuckers are.
Bastards. You're right, bastards.
I looked up some of these guys, so I just wanted to go through it real quick. The crazy painter, Renato Carrazza, and the yellow sweater guy, Leland Stevenson, dead.
Mm-hmm.
But Leland Stevenson got arrested as recently as 2007.
Okay.
You can see his arrest report on floridaarrest.org. He was arrested for cruelty towards a child, use or allowed a child to engage in sex on 2 counts. So, yeah, he was still out there doing it.
Mm-hmm.
The painter's dead, and pretty much the one guy out there, Bill Andretti, he was...
Which one was he?
I don't know, but he's our age and looks a lot older.
Bill Andretti.
This one.
All right.
Still doing it. Still working for NAMBLA, according to Wikipedia. Still the spokesman.
How is NAMBLA allowed to exist?
NAMBLA exists because there are no thought police, even though there are thought police.
But isn't that conspiracy? You're conspiring to commit a crime when you interact with other people like this.
No, when they're talking, they're not conspiring. They're just talking. You can't. This is why they are allowed to exist, because free speech exists. They can apparently talk about it all they want. They cannot act on it in any way, and including the child porn. So that guy's paintings, I feel like they are considered child porn. No,
I don't know. What about the weirdo guy who was putting stuff in the books?
What was his name? Which one was he?
Something like Mark something or other.
Okay, there was Dennis Wardrop, Mason Wallace, Leland Stevens, Robert Rhodes, David Miller. Oh, Charles Lee Dodson, I think that was that guy.
Okay.
Let me see.
It was?
Chuck Dodson, let me see. The problem is that a lot of these guys' names are pretty common. So I don't know where he is, but a couple of them are dead, thankfully, and I guess a couple of them are still doing their thing.
Insanity.
It's terrible, and this documentary, I guess from what I've seen online, was just an NYU film project.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Which makes sense because it says it's from 94, and I probably saw it in 95 or 94, and it was brought to my attention by an NYU film school student.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. So, this has been episode number 44 of the Middle-Aged Cool Kids Super Terrific podcast, featuring your pals
Tom and Jerry.
No. And we'll see you next time.
Bob and Ray.
Oh. Also, if middleagedcoolkids.com,
Laverne and Shirley.
You can see and hear all of our podcasts. They're all up there on middleagedcoolkids.com.
Poop
and pooper. Poop and poopy.
I quit fucking pooping with poopdicks.
Okay. Goodbye, everyone. Hit stop, you big weirdo.